Back. A wine that used to be looked at as, well, inferior is now considered superior. We're talking about Rosé. Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Good Spirits say local stores are seeing a big increase in demand this summer. Dave Kuiawa of Fine Wine and Good Spirits says there's good reason for that. Welcome.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Heather.
Of course, I'm happy to have you here today with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles of wine.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the birds are singing, the temperature's on the rise, the furries are in town.
That's right.
And the sun's shining. Well, sometime.
Kind of,
it's
right.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
you know,
Pittsburgh.
after all. So it's a great day for rosé. And this is a wine that really bridges the gap between white wines and red wines. They start with red grapes, but they produce it in a completely different fashion than we have with red wines. If you see over here, Heather, I have some red grapes, a bunch of them. Grab one of those.
Okay.
And just either squish it or cut it in half. One thing you're going to find is that all red grapes have clear flesh on the inside.
Yeah.
So what actually gives the wine its color is the skins on the grape. So controlling how long those skins are in contact with the grape or with the wine itself will give us the color of the wine. So when we look at rosés, we see that those wines are pink.
Did you wash these?
I absolutely washed us. You're good to go. You see that these are pink in color.
Yeah.
So that means we left the skins in contact for 1 to maybe 5 days, depending on how dark we want those rosés to be. So when we think rosés, one thing they do share in common with probably the most famous rosé is white Zinfandel.
Okay, yeah.
The only thing that they share in common is the color. They're pink. These rosés are crisp, refreshing, and extremely aromatic. So this is a completely different. Exactly.
So easy.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and pour one.
Okay.
The first one comes to us from Mouton Cadet. Now, Mouton Cadet is a French vintner that's located in Bordeaux. And this particular wine is a blend of Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a little in the glass for you. What I'm going to ask you to do, Heather, is as we go through, give this a little bit of a swirl.
Okay.
When you swirl a wine, what you do is you kind of liberate some of the compounds that give us the aromatic flavors in the wine. Give that a little sniff.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is, and it smells sweet.
It smells sweet. It smells sweet because you're catching aromas of raspberry, strawberry, a little bit of red currant. But go ahead and give it a sip. I think you'll find it to be quite dry and crisp.
Yeah. But also, I mean, it's so smooth. Like I said, it's just so easy to drink.
It is.
So
rosés are perfect because think about, we all get invited to summer picnics or parties, and you don't know whether those...
They drink red or the white.
Exactly. Do they drink red or drink... Exactly. And as the temperature goes up, it's just ideal for these type of gatherings. So the second one we have is from Josh. Josh is a vintner in California, and this is a proprietary red blend. So there is no exact ingredients on this particular one. And I think you find this one, while it is quite aromatic, it kicks off some flavors of strawberry and a little bit of stone fruits like peaches.
Good. Yeah, I can definitely get the peach a little bit from that. And this one is much lighter, or it looks lighter.
This one is lighter, you're correct, and that's because they limited the skin contact. This only had 2 days in contact with the red grape skins. Okay. And this one's really interesting. This comes to us from France in an area called Provence. And Provence probably is the world leader in rosé. They do it better than anybody else. This particular wine is Comandré de la Bergemont.
Okay, I'll let you say that,
right.
not me. Okay.
That's French, it's like a whole different language, right? And this one is a blend of actually 6 different grapes: Grenache, Syrah, Rolle, Cabernet Sauvignon.
I can really smell the grapes.
Counois, and Carignan. So everything but the kitchen sink, and you'll notice the complexity of this wine has picked up quite a bit. It's doing a lot more things, checking a lot more boxes in sensation.
It's still sweet, but not so much so. I mean, like you said, there's definitely a lot more going on.
Correct.
Okay, this one's deeper in color.
This is deeper.
Longer.
That's correct. More contact with the skin. This one's from Zaccanini, and Zaccanini makes a wine called Cerasulla di Abruzzo. So we went from France now to Italy.
Okay.
And a Cerasulla di Abruzzo is made 100% from the Montepulciano grape. So if you've had a Montepulciano di Abruzzo, the rosé version of that is Cerasulo.
This smells more like alcohol.
Really?
Is it stronger? I don't...
It, not particularly.
No?
Maybe that's just what it's off-gassing when you swirled it. It should have some watermelon and cherry flavors to it.
Nice.
Dry, still crisp. very refreshing.
Beautiful. Okay, and lastly,
we have Domaine de la Bastide Blanche, and this is a wine from the Bandol area of Provence. So when we look at Rosé, Bandol is really a extremely high quality provider, and I think you're going to notice that not only this wine is complex with flavors of raspberry, red currant, but you're also going to notice some baking spices like cinnamon and nutmeg in here. Nothing added to the wine, it's just how those grapes express themselves.
Oh, this one definitely tastes different than some of the others.
Absolutely.
Well, and this is so interesting, 30% increase from 2015 to 2016 in sales of Rosé.
That's correct.
So people are really hot on this.
They really are, and you think about some of those kind of gap foods, if we think about roasted chicken, pork, these are wines that don't really call for a red, but they're a little bit too heavy for a white. A Rosé is perfect. A classic pairing, salmon. Salmon goes ideal with Rosés.
See that for sure.
Or summer salads.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
With some strawberries. Sounds good.
You bet.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for being with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
For more on summer wine choices, visit a Fine & Wine and Good Spirits store near you. And always remember to drink responsibly, especially this weekend.
Yes.